Now I wonder, do you give thanks for the church wherever you find it? Does it cause thanksgiving to well up within you whenever you run across God's people in a place? Those in Halifax, Haligonians that are in Christ Jesus. Those who are in some other city that are in Christ Jesus. We traveled around recently, going all the way across the country. What a delight it was to see those who are in Christ Jesus in this city and that city. And not only that, but do you actually thank God in your sessions of prayer? You see, that's what Paul is talking about. That he and his companions regularly make mention of to give thanks for these ones in their actual words of prayer. That's important. Don't just feel thankful. Don't just say, oh, I'm thankful in my heart. That's very important. You should be thankful in your heart. But do you give expression to God in words when you gather to pray? Do you thank God? Do you actually speak to Him? See, the prayers of the Greeks in Paul's day were very much concerned with getting things from God. And they would bring arguments and things to their gods and try to manipulate and get their gods to do whatever it was that they wanted. I did this for you, so you do this for me. That kind of a thing going on. Christian prayers were different because they were saturated with thanksgiving. Yes, we're to ask God for things. We're to bring our supplications to Him. He tells us to do so, and we ought well to do that. But we're also to give thanks to Him. And that's what we find is unique about Christian prayers. So evaluate your prayers. Are they saturated with lots of thanksgiving? Or are they all just, give me, give me, give me? You pray for someone else and you say, oh God, help so-and-so. And you don't say, God, thank you that so-and-so is in Christ Jesus. Thank you that that church over there is in Christ Jesus. And then you pray for them as you have given thanks to them. Failure to thank God for His wonderful work of gathering sinners to Himself, for having people who are in Him and in Christ, has very adverse consequences. When you don't do this, it's very, very harmful. It makes you cold toward God. To have such a gracious, marvelous work of God before your eyes of people that have been redeemed by Him, and to not say thank you. Your heart will grow cold toward the Lord your God if you do not give thanks to Him. When you do not thank Him for His great work, you also cease to appreciate that work. You're not looking at it for what it is, and you become indifferent about that work. And when you don't appreciate what He's done, then you'll not commend Him to others. You won't call us, come and see what God has done. Come and join us. God has redeemed His people. He's blessed us. We are a people in God, in Christ. Come and join us and be with us. Or promote the grace of God. You don't see much to promote. You never gave thanks for it. You don't care about it. This will hamper your own growth in your prayers. Because if you delight in God's work and His people, then you'll be yearning for His ongoing work in your life. You'll be reading His Word and seeking to follow Him and to live before Him and commune with Him. And you will be crying out to Him for these things. But if you don't care about His work, if it doesn't make much difference to you, then it's not going to go anywhere. Because you're not cherishing these things of God, you will be drawn more and more into the things of the world. The temptations of the world will seem very attractive. The things that the Bible calls deceitful lusts, the things that bring death and ruin, they will be very attractive to you, very appealing to you. Because you're not looking at the wonderful things that God has for His people, the wonderful things that God does for His people. So everything around you, it may not even always be sinful things. But you'll just be drawn away. Your affections will be on all these, my house and my car and all these other things that will captivate your heart because you're not rejoicing in what God has done. You don't get it. You don't see the value and the beauty of it. And then you will also be very deficient in helping others in their walk. The best you'll be able to do is to tell them, hey, you're doing a great job, if you see them kind of being faithful and stuff like that. That's not really that much help. You know what people really need to hear? Is, man, I can see that God is working in you. Every time I see you, if it's true, I give thanks for what God is doing in your life. That's what encourages people. You just say you're doing a great job. Like, what is that? How am I going to continue? I know it's not all that great. But if they tell me I see God working in you and I'm giving thanks, then I'm encouraged and I have hope and I'm motivated to seek God and to go forward. See, this is very, very important that we learn to do what Paul does. All of his letters, and here in Thessalonians, to the Thessalonians, giving thanks for the people of God.